In the last year, I've transformed over 10 million lives and probably way more in the last couple of years. So, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did to transform this many lives. And I'm also going to teach you how to transform your own life. Because when you transform your own life and become the best version of yourself, you will transform the lives of everyone else around you. Your parents, your loved ones, your friends, your children will all have a better experience. Literally, anyone you interact with will have a better experience with the best version of yourself compared to the version of you right now watching this video. So it's not only in my best interest, but it's also in your best interest that you transform your life and become the best version of yourself. Now, just for some context, I have a community where I help young men transform their confidence and reach their full potential. And the three keys that I'm going to give you in this video are three things that I tell the guys in my community to do that have completely transformed their lives. In just 8 weeks, they've become unrecognizable. So, if you want similar results, if you want to become unrecognizable, then listen very carefully to these three keys that I'm going to give you because I promise you they work. So, the first thing you need to do is you need to start reading. And you can tell that I like reading books because look right here. But this wasn't always the case. You probably don't read much right now. I never used to read. The only thing I could read were these books called Diary of a Wimpy Kid. They were these animated books. They had quite entertaining storylines, but they weren't adding much value to my life. But when I understood this one thing, completely changed everything. Let's say you want to improve in a topic like confidence. There is someone out there who lived maybe 80 years, and 60 of those 80 years were dedicated to finding out as much as possible on the topic of confidence. So, if you read this book, which is probably no more than 300 or 400 pages, you can literally download all of this data that this person spent 60 years trying to discover in 300, 400 pages. I read about 30 pages in an hour, so 10 hours, and I've read all of this information that someone spent 60 years trying to discover. Isn't that crazy? They say readers are leaders. I promise you this. So true. This is so true. Because there are things that I read in a book. There's always at least one that will completely change my life. I'll read that thing and I'll think to myself, okay, wow. Because I wouldn't have been able to find that information anywhere else, even if I tried, unless I read that book. And I promise you, a lot of the things you've heard, a lot of the things that people have said to you that have changed your lives, they probably got it from a book. 9 times out of 10, it's not original. It's come from a book. So you need to start going straight to the source. Read these books. Find a topic that you're interested in. Find a topic you want to improve in. And just dig in. And if you need any help with finding the right book, I've read plenty. Just send me a DM and I'll help you out with that. Or just leave in the comments and I can help you as well. But let me know if you want me to make a video on books that I recommend for different types of things you want to improve in. Let me know. Now, the second thing you want to do to supplement reading books is actually seek real world experiences. I'll be honest, yes, I read books, but I'm not that guy who just reads books and says, oh yes, so this is how you talk to a girl because on page 37 of How to Win Friends and Influence People, it said that you have to repeat their name to them. And if you repeat their name to them, then they'll like you more. I'm not that guy. I read books so I find the theory, but I get that practical experience as well through real life experience. If you're staying at home reading books 24/7, but you're not going out into the world to actually apply what you're reading in these books and to test to see if it's really true, bro, you're going to be a loser. Don't do that. You need to get outside, get some fresh air, and test out these theories. You need to put yourself in uncomfortable situations where you can see real world experiences. No one learns anything staying at home, so don't stay at home anymore. Make sure you're leaving your house at least once a day. Go for adventures, explore the world, and try and meet new people because you learn so much this way. I mean, there's probably someone out there who's never read a book, but they just went traveling for a year and they always come back and they say, I just discovered myself. I'm sure you know someone like that, or you've seen it on social media. I went traveling, I discovered myself, I found out who the real me was. And there's some truth in that because when you go outside of your comfort zone and you seek new experiences, you learn a lot. I promise you, if you want to learn about a person, put them in an uncomfortable situation that they've never been in. They will show you exactly who they are. So, you want to read your books, but supplement those books you're reading with real world experiences. Go do something that makes you uncomfortable. Go take an ice bath. Go speak to that girl that you think is beautiful, even though you really don't want to. Give someone a compliment. Just do whatever scares you. Because if you do whatever scares you and you seek discomfort enough, I promise you, that thing that was once scary will no longer be scary. We have this idea of a comfort zone. If this is your comfort zone and you go outside of your comfort zone is going to increase in size because now this was the discomfort. You've done it now. It's no longer uncomfortable. So now you're comfortable with more things. And if you do that for a long enough time span and you keep on increasing the size of your comfort zone, what will you not be able to do? So read books, get this unique perspectives that you won't find anywhere else, and then apply them in the real world. Think about a driving test. If you want to do a driving test, you have to pass your theory exam, and then you have to pass your practical driving exam where you're actually driving on the roads. This is exactly what I'm saying. Read the books for the theory, and then go into the real world and test it, what you're reading, get that practical information. Now, the third thing you're going to do when you're reading and you're going out into the world, exploring, experiencing new things, is you're going to start journaling. Journaling is a cheat code, and the guys in my community, they'll tell you it because a lot of them never journaled. I put them onto journaling, and now they're messaging me all the time saying, bro, this has changed my life. It's given me so much clarity. That's what it does. It changes lives. I dug into my journal from years ago, a few days ago. It was crazy. It was like reading a story. I wrote down how I felt. I reflected on what was going on each and every day, and I put it in my journal. And when you do that, when you reflect on your days, you learn so much faster because reflection builds self-awareness. So you don't just go through a day and then you get to the next day and you get to the next day and you've gone through a whole month and you haven't learned anything. You're learning something each and every day because you go through one day, you reflect on what happened. You reflect on what you did well. You reflect on what you didn't do well. You reflect on everything that happened, who spoke to you, how they treated you, how it made you feel. And these things gave you so much clarity. They allow you to learn at a much faster rate compared to someone who doesn't journal. So if you're reading these books and you're gaining these experiences in the real world, and then you journal about them and you reflect on these experiences, I promise you, you're going to accelerate your growth like crazy. If you want to learn about yourself and really understand how your mind thinks, and even just get thoughts out of your head, journal. It will change your life. And for those of you who struggle to sleep as well, I recommend journaling at the end of the day. Because when you journal at the end of the day, you're able to get all of the thoughts in your mind and literally just click and drag them out of your head onto paper or on your laptop. I prefer paper just before you sleep. I think it's better and it's nice to look back at it and read through it. But do it on your laptop as well or your phone if you have to. Just get those thoughts out of your head onto paper. Reflect on what's going on. You will learn at a much faster rate compared to everyone else. So, read books, apply the theory that you're learning in a practical way in the real world, and then journal these experiences. And repeat this cycle over and over again, and I promise you, you will transform your life very quickly. You'll become unrecognizable. Now, if you have any questions about what I've said, send me a DM on Instagram or leave a comment. If you want to actually gain some more wisdom from me and work with me to transform your life, transform your confidence, reach your full potential, join the community. But most importantly, subscribe because there's going to be a lot more videos like this where I'm going to break down how you can transform your life, how you can become the best version of yourself, and how you can reach your full potential. I'll see you in the next one.